Where's Dave Glovin? So I thought I'd check in with everybody. Alright, so it's Dave. Dave's that way. And let me see something here. Don't worry about my ugly mugshot. Finish, people. I don't know how to work this thing. Hello. I was already on today. This is unexpected, but some news and stuff is, making way. WikiLeaks dropped a bomb. Isn't that really weird, too? Because I just did something about WikiLeaks the other day. And as soon as I open my mouth, the strangest things start to happen surrounding names that I drop and so forth. And the White House. And this argumentative thing about Trump and his attorney that I talked about this morning. Just weirdness. So I wanted to just stop in for a minute, say hi to everybody. Hope everyone had a good day. I want to know if anybody's heard anything about what's going around on that. And I always said, wait for Trump to make this announcement. The possibility of this announcement. Is it like a drop on his part? Because it didn't really, as far as I'm concerned, come from his mouth. So I think we all need to just do some research. But fundamentally, for us to stay educated in this, where we are, and with some of the things going on, I just think it's kind of important that we, do a little more research and homework to try to put things together. Bunch of weirdness is going on right now. And to me, that's a pushback. It's never going to be to our side altogether. But true in fact that things are going on, but trying to analyze through it all is quite difficult. It's quite difficult. I also had a phone call, and I thought it was pretty interesting. And tells me that a lot of good is going on from what everybody's getting. Everybody gets different things because people in this world is so big. And it seems a lot of information gets found out of the United States and then brought back into the United States. And that's true. But anyway, some things are big news coming out through WikiLeaks. And these comments that could be possibly really going down through Trump and whatnot. Again, until I really see him stand in front of me on TV, through video, any kind of tweet at all through his son, I just don't know where we totally are. I think this could be just some narrative push, but why and what's the purpose behind it, we got to try to see through. And just trying to do the best I can that way with you guys. Also, some election data, it doesn't add up all the right ways. Some of these judges, all of a sudden, even though things are going in direction we want to see them go in, there's some issues in hand. And let's hope that they play out with the evidence that's basically being done, because there's been some things that have happened. I guess these machines, no matter what's put into them, they can change the outcome of them, even without people initiating that process. So we're finding out that the brain smart in the processor is actually pretty much flipping its own judgments in ways of votings and votes. So it's like preset, I would think. And they did a test that way, and that did come down, and it seems it's confirmed. And I think that was in Michigan. Anyway, I was supposed to do a live segment tonight with a couple people. neither of their cameras and equipment are functioning properly. And that's why I thought I'd just come on, give a hello, tell everybody, listen to the video this morning, check it out. Don't worry about sharing this broadcast thing here. This is nothing. This is just me coming on to say hi to you guys, throwing a couple things out there, and wishing you all a good night. And, stay strong, stay where we're at in this fight. This big Trump thing, though, it's a push. And maybe what it is, it's just an actual threat to maybe. My thought is on this, really, if I'm going to analyze this the best way I can for everybody, is if something was put out there in ways that would reflect harmful to the citizens of the United States, I think Trump then would use something like this to push back and say, hey, I'm coming for you, and I'll be in office in August. And maybe they're just like, and maybe that's holding them at bay. I don't know. But that's my part of my concern, because I know the next few months don't look good for us in any way, shape, or form. It just can't. Our dollar value is so poor, and the structure of money, every time they ask for more printed, illegally printed money, our dollar drops even further down. And our dollar's worthless, basically. It truly is. When houses go to 3 times the value of them, that's because there's no dollar value to the dollar. That's one of the issues of it anyway. Let me read a little here. Dave Glovin, he's always got something to say. Oh, Beth is watching. Hey. I'm not worried about anybody watching or sharing. You guys don't go nuts with this. It's not an importancy. It was just, I was going to do something and it fell through. Everybody's having camera problems, to be quite honest with you. I'm not seeming to have so much of that. I just don't know how to work all the functions on this thing to bring people in. I could probably double up a screen, I guess. I got into some type of format on it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Couple other things in my mind tonight, but I'll talk about those more tomorrow. I'm not going to say anything's meaningless. It comes out of my mouth because I always try to push something that's going to be strong for everybody. And, train of thought there is just not where I want it to be right now. And it was a frustrating evening. But anyway, if I bring it up, I'm bringing it up because it makes sense to do it, and it's appropriate for time. So, Beth, I hope you're okay. I know you've been through a rough day. Dave, I know you're trying your damnedest. I don't know what your issues and your technologies are up there. I feel for you. I do. I feel for you. However, what I'm using here doesn't, I don't think, allow me to do the things that you guys do. But what it does do is it gets me to the people. And I'm not going to mess with the settings anymore, because if I mess with that, I could actually, lose my streaming from here. And I worked really hard with somebody to basically make this homemade satellite thing that sits right outside the window. And where I normally don't have service, I'm able to have service. It's whatever he did. He's a rock star. He really made it work for me. But I also want to say hi to Dory out there. If you're watching, listening, or streaming along, I hope you're doing okay. So this is just kind of a friendly hello to everybody. But remember, I send out things if I get them, if I think it's appropriate. We hope that we find truth in most of the things that we get and we share between each other, for sure. And that's something we should always do. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, I was wrong. But when I receive a few articles at once on something, it seems that I need to get it out there then. And that was my push. I send a lot of things through Messenger. I don't know if you heard that in the background, but we got a lot of guys up here who ride quads and cycles and stuff, and the background noise. Apologize for that. Yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm going to light a fire and think about this world that we're living in. And me and my mind frame is really strong. I mean, I could give enough about all of this in ways, because I'm not going to let it get to me and drag me down. there's more serious things out there. I got friends who are sick and aren't doing well and stuff, and I want things to be better for them. And I got, outside of that, though, I guess maybe we can hit, and I'm tired of hitting on this subject, but just for 5 minutes before I exit out of here, because I'm going to 86 this video thing here. If you caught it, it's fine. Where we are with everything that we have found out about this vax, every day I find out something more tragic about it all. And I really do mean that. And I mean it that in the best sense and research of knowledge that I can push to anybody. And the facts now that they're already starting to lowering age groups because people aren't stepping forward to fall into their narrative to get this experimental drug that to me is totally unsafe. The numbers are growing and increasing. Like we had one state had 18 issues of heart issues. Now we have another state that's stepped up, same age group, only in males, 16 more cases of heart problem issues once they got this within a 3-day period. And everything is just escalating. I mean, this looks like it's really going to stop more than a planned pandemic, but a planned, definitely, depopulation of mankind. And I said this morning, as strange as this might sound from a movie, the people who refuse may be the survivors of what humanity is and truly is. And that's why they hate us. They want less numbers, of course, I always tell you guys, check out the Georgia Guidestones and so forth. But it's just really odd that nobody is standing up strong enough from Congress or even President Trump himself. And that pisses me off, and I'll tell him that to his face, because there's too much coming out. And after what I found out today, you don't stand by and watch the destruction of your own United States of America when we have you as a hero in our eyes. And I'm not against, I'm all for him. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I'm lost here in a way. When people of good educational backgrounds are coming up and more in testings and diagnoses in bad ways, bad freaking ways, are the only way that this miracle cure works. It seems like it stops puberty. It's stopping young male men who, if you're riding on a bus to school, littlest vibration will give you a boner. And nothing's working on these young kids after they get the shot. And I'm sorry for being explicit there. But these things are occurring. And much greater than even what I'm talking about. Much greater than what I'm talking about right here. And that is the serious truth of it. It's much more than blood clots. But there is a lot. I mean, the list went from like here to here. On issues. And why is nobody pushing and all stopping Congress? I don't get it. They all received this. They claimed they've all received it, but the CDC themselves said they couldn't even verify that 50% of their own employees have. Oh, hello. And then now we have other businesses stepping up, as well as other people opposed to it, but businesses saying, yeah, we're going to push this narrative. We want everybody to receive this. This part doesn't make sense to me. I'd like to go up there and kick somebody so hard in their head to wake them up. They cannot be blind to this. As I always said, the military can't be blind to everything that's going on and what their job is under the Constitution and what the military is there for. Now, I know they have to have leadership and whatnot, but I don't think that falls under the rules anymore. I think the rules need to be thrown out the door. I think when you see wrong and you're in a position, you better get together with all your constituents of all these military forces and have a real serious talk about where we are in this world, because we won't have humanity by 2030, 2035, 2040. not the way it's going. It's not going to be there. We will be the survivors, the ones that refused. And we're not going to be here. We're only going to be here by voice and maybe what's left in somebody's head of what we said or what we tried to preach to them. I am so disappointed right now. And I mean, I'm not heartstruck, but I'm disappointed. If that makes sense to you. I mean, I'm going to be in this push as hard as I can be and as lawful as I can be to keep and stay on platform for you guys. But I'm sick of hearing them preach about the narratives when they're not doing anything to help the freaking cure, to stop this disruption of humankind. I mean, that's what it's coming down to. I heard three things of the top three in the world. And there's thousands out there that are doing these studies and now collecting data on the other side, and we know where that stands. And this is not good, friends. Not good at all. Not at all. People are going to suffer a lot of long-term effects that will come. Each company almost like has a different mission to stop a different process of something, including, just a young lady ever maturing and developing, as the feminine side, like to stonewall women like a board and no longer have that nice, 36, 24, 36 curvature that we as people know and have that attraction to the opposite with, and in some cases not so opposite to opposite, same sex, all that shit. Yeah, it's there, and whatever, teach. I won't tell you I didn't have fun in my life. I would be lying my ass off, and I'm not going to do that. Maybe I just been more fortunate than some, but yeah, I can't see taking that away from our children, and I don't get why this isn't at the priority top list of everybody after what I just heard. Oh my God, it's terrible. And again, my night was going bad, and I thought I'd bring up just a couple things. But WikiLeaks, that's a big bomb drop if I'm getting it all right, which I knew was out there anyway. We knew things were, and that's why they kept him hidden. And that's why Trump backed him up. And now he's spilling. Check it out. There's some things there that he's handed over, I think, to Hannity. And I think he was told to do it that way. And it says a lot about Obama and the White House, the ongoings up there, what the hell was going on, and just adds more truth to this whole narrative of where we are in America and the facts of what this HST and everything was all about, and the children, little damn bugs. Anyway, yeah, I want you to ask yourself this tonight when you sit back and think and you collect yourself, if you do that, and if you don't, you should every day at the end of every night. Put into your mindset just for a minute, why is no one bringing this seriousness up about the effects of what we're seeing? Why are the numbers allowed to be so catastrophic in so many different categories of illnesses, death, cardiac care, blood clotting, skin issues, now swollen genitalias on men, young men, and unable to function as a young man, and they know the difference already. They're seeing it, and these kind of occurrences are happening. To me, it's a well orchestrated plan of what they really wanted. The flu was nothing. It was just a setup for this shot. They want their numbers, but again, don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself, and I know I am. I'm just in awe. What the hell is our? I mean, I know the right side, the Republicans, and everybody out there of good is trying to do the best they can to change this issue of narrative around. But when does the life of it all? What's the purpose of it if life is ending or could be ending in 20 years for most of mankind? To allow forced vaccinations and everything else. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, when do you not put humanity first? Yeah, all things matter, sure, just like all lives matter, and all things need addressed. And I wouldn't put this to anybody any other way. But this is sad. It's sick, and if we don't have their help, we don't have anything anymore. And I don't get the fact, why are they not fighting their asses off up there on this? This is a prioritize over. None of the money matters. None of this world matters without people in it. It just doesn't. In my mind sight, I don't foresee if we have no future. And I think they're failing us there. Or is even on the right side something purposefully there that we don't quite get, or we haven't had it explained to us? I'm lost in that. I understand it, but it pisses me off to no end, because I fear for these children. I fear for where and how this control mechanism is being pushed. The facts of what we now know of the devastation that can occur and be caused from it. And I think that this was so well orchestrated. It was done years ago, ready, sitting on shelves, just knowing where this was headed. But again, I'm disappointed, even in Marjorie, Matt Gaetz, all of them up there. I really am. I know they're out there trying to do everything we need, and we need all that. But why is this seriousness not being looked at? Because they got it themselves? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't want to become one of the club, not by any means. So it's really sad. It's really sad. And I'm trying to get to, I've written to some people, and sent some emails off to some people in office up there over the last couple of weeks trying to figure this part out. But after these reports that I got that came back in the last several days, it just blew me away. And I want you to look up Van Bosch and Tenpenny, Dr. Tenpenny. Get as close to the issues of the interviews that they gave in the last 48 hours. And check this out. It'll blow your mind. It will blow your mind. If you take this serious at all as a human being, for people of the future, for what we can do now to help, I want you to make your own decision. I always leave you with that choice. But I tell you, I'm appalled. I don't know if we're facing all the right issues here in the right manner. I don't know if something matters now versus it could be done a few months later. Why are they not standing up to stop forced vaccination? We're hearing things everywhere, but who's up here actually preaching it? Give me one person that's trying to fight to come back into election or to change sides and to get the power back on our side, Democrats versus the Republicans and so forth. Why is this not high on the agenda? Why is nobody not talking about this part of this devastating issue? Anyway, I just wanted to come on and say hello. Don't worry about sharing us. If it goes away out there, it goes away out there. It doesn't matter to me. But what matters to me is the strength in numbers that we do have. For all of you that did stop through to listen to me for a few minutes, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's stay strong together. Let's question everything. I mean, to me, I'm coming to the point where I don't disbelieve anything. But I want to believe there's something more, something better. And I don't quite understand where it is right now. And I don't understand why there's no push on such an issue. They seem to only say, well, I got it. Everybody in Congress got it. We don't need to wear a mask. We'll get a fine. Yeah, that's all la-di-di to me, I mean, to me, I go beyond, and I want better principles. I want better ethics. I want answers. And I don't think this is like I've always said. So let's talk about the cure. This is the most important part of the cure, stopping this. Nobody is actually trying to stop it. They're letting it go through. And there is where I lie weak on my thought. And I don't know what you think about that. And I don't think it's a hard place to get stuck in. I mean, I think, and all of us, when you think about this, probably will get stuck in it too and say to yourself, yeah, why aren't they pushing harder for this? Why aren't they trying to protect America and the children in America? We talk about HST, and HT of all sorts, and the children, and I'm all for that, and I'm all for the women, and I'm all for everybody, all natural, not genetically modified, like fish and flowers and plants, because everything's being touched that way. Um, yeah, so anyway, you guys have a great night. Thanks for hearing me out on that part. But please look into Dr. Tenpenny when you get off here. If you have enough initiative and you're up for this, go check it out. See what Tenpenny and Van Boss are saying. It'll blow you away. And again, you're going to ask yourself, why is no one in Washington addressing this? Why is it just at some sort of stand? They're fighting about a mask. Freak the mask. Screw the mask. The mask doesn't even matter. What's going in your arm seems to be the issue. They're not confronting the issue. That is very sad. And I'm very disappointed in our representatives. Again, they're something could be put off to the. Let's do the election issue later, or what. I don't care. Let's start by what we can do for humanity. And I don't think that's they're strong enough there. And I'm very sad about that. I really am. I'm going to check in with you guys in the morning, okay? If everything goes well, I'll be on at my regular time. And I'll have some things to say and talk about with you guys, having our cup of coffee just the same as I'm doing tonight, actually. But, yeah, do the best you can. Try to get some rest. If you can check out a couple of these interviews, promise me you will, just for your own information. And it's going to make you wonder. It's going to make you wonder tomorrow when you go on the internet and you see the poster, everything about. We're venting about the vax. We don't want it, but no one's actually pushing any articles or bills. Why is nothing getting prepared lawfully to stop this? Again, I don't know. But nothing is. Keep that in mind. Nothing is. We're against a heavy battle, and it's bad. Good night, everyone. Take care. Thank you for watching, as always. Appreciate you. Can't be nothing unless you're there.